Have you ever opened your eyes after a full night's sleep and felt like gravity doubled? The alarm goes off. Light leaks through the curtains, and yet your arms feel like wet wool. Your mind is fog. Coffee helps a little, but the heaviness stays, like someone moved a mountain onto your chest while you were dreaming. You tell yourself, I slept 8 hours. This shouldn't feel like this. And still, it does. If that's you, if morning feels like wading through dark water, you are not broken. You're receiving a message, and it speaks a language most of us were never taught to read. Carl Jung believed we don't just sleep at night, we work. The psyche has a night shift. When we push certain feelings away during the day, fear, anger, grief, hunger for change, the night crew picks them up. Dreams carry boxes from the basement of the mind to the main floor. They rearrange the furniture of the soul, and some mornings, you wake up tired not because your body failed, but because your inner life pulled an all-nighter. Let's make this tangible. Think about a day where you smiled through something that secretly hurt. You told yourself, it's fine. You kept the mask on. That mask, Jung called it the persona, protects us in public. It smiles, it says the right thing, it gets through the meeting. Nothing wrong with it, until it becomes the only face we wear. Then the inner self smothers under the costume. When you finally sleep, the parts you hid all day rush onto the stage. They argue, they cry, they demand your attention. You wake up like a stage crew that cleaned up a storm. So if your mornings are heavy, Jung would ask, what did the night shift have to clean? What did your dreams try to show you? You don't need full plot summaries. One image is enough. A hallway with doors you can't open, a slow elevator, a phone with a dead battery. Each symbol is a verb, an action your soul is trying to take. Locked door. Something in you wants to enter a new room. Slow elevator. A rise you won't let yourself take. Dead battery. Energy promised to the wrong outlet. Your exhaustion is not random. It's the bill, daily experience first. Imagine the most ordinary morning. You scroll, you sip coffee, you do the routine. Underneath, the body whispers, no. Not a loud no, a soft, stubborn one. Heaviness is a wordless refusal. It says, I can't keep moving in this shape. Jung wouldn't ask you to push harder, he'd ask you to listen. Because the soul does not shout, it repeats. And if we ignore it by day, it repeats by night, then greets us at dawn like a tired, patient friend who waited up. Now, the Jungian explanation. Jung used the word libido differently than pop culture does. He meant life energy, not just sex. Life force. Where is your energy entangled? If a big slice of your energy is tied up holding a mask, fighting a feeling, or pretending you don't need what you need, there will be less energy to wake with. It's like trying to start your morning car with the headlights left on all night. The battery might still turn over, but it coughs. Practically, what do you do? Tomorrow morning, don't fight the fog immediately. Sit on the edge of the bed and ask one question. What did my night self work on? You might not remember a dream. That's okay. Notice the mood in your body. Is it tightness in the throat? A stone in the stomach? A heavy cloud behind the eyes? Give that sensation a small, simple word. Grief. No. Change. Whisper it. Then inhale for 4, exhale for 6, 3 times. You are not fixing anything. You are signaling to the night crew. I see your work. The psyche spends less energy banging on the door when it's greeted at the threshold. Another angle. The shadow. Jung called shadow the parts of ourselves we're unwilling to own. Not evil, not monstrous, just exiled. They might be anger, need, hunger for rest, hunger for love, an urge to make art you talked yourself out of years ago. Carrying an exile takes strength. At night, the exile drags its feet across your dreams. In the morning, your muscles remember. That's why even honest sleep can feel dishonest. You rested your body while your soul hauled a backpack of stones. A daily example. You're kind at work. Quiet. You take on extra tasks without complaint. The dream shows a house with a flooded basement, and you spend the dream bailing water alone. You wake up sore, though you never moved. Jung would say, that flood is your unspoken no. The morning heaviness is the weight of the bucket. The practical step? Find one tiny place today to say a small no. Not a dramatic announcement. A pebble. Not a boulder. I can't take that on right now. Then go home and thank the dream image. Draw the basement. Put one line above the water. That is how you tell the night crew, the day crew is learning. There's also the golden shadow, the bright parts we refuse. Maybe you keep saying you're not creative, and your dreams keep showing you a locked studio, paint cans dried shut. You wake up gray because your brightest colors are trapped. The body knows when you leave your brilliance in the attic. So try this, 10 minutes of golden time before you touch your phone. Write a messy paragraph, play 3 chords, doodle a doorway and imagine what's behind it. The point is not to be good. The point is to tell your life force, you can move here. Energy flows toward honesty. Even a trickle changes a river. Let's talk about complexes. A complex is a knot of feeling, memory, and story that has its own little gravity. You can be totally competent, totally sane, and a complex can still catch you like a fishhook. A success complex might say, if you slow down, you'll vanish. So even asleep, that complex keeps your feet running, dreams full of unfinished races. A mother complex might keep you tending everyone's needs in dreams too. Morning arrives and your bones feel used. Naming a complex weakens its magic. You say, the runner woke me at night. Then you give it a job you choose. Run for 10 minutes after lunch, not at 2 a.m. And keep your word. Complexes respect boundaries when we actually set them. Another ordinary scene. You wake, reach for the phone, and within 60 seconds bury your morning under 10 other people's anxieties. You needed your first breath for yourself, and you spent it elsewhere. Jung would not moralize this. He'd just call it what it is. Energy leakage at the threshold. Thresholds are holy. Doorways decide the whole day's weather. If you make the doorway sacred, the house breathes better. Try a tiny ritual. Place your phone outside the bedroom. Put a little glass of water by your bed. When you wake, drink it. Put one hand on your chest and one on your belly and say your name out loud. I'm here. Tell me that doesn't feel different. Your night self will feel it too, and relax. Here's something counterintuitive. Sometimes the body is tired because you're finally closer to your real life. Change consumes energy. When you start telling the truth, when you begin a new boundary, when you open a locked door, the system rewires. Think of a city redoing a bridge. Traffic snarls for a while. That doesn't mean the bridge was a mistake. It means the old route is being retired. If this is you, if the heaviness comes with small, honest changes, bless the fatigue. Call it renovation tired. It passes. But what if it doesn't pass? What if the heaviness has been there so long it feels like your name? 2 questions. First, are you living in a room too small for your soul? The persona thrives on approval. The self thrives on meaning. If your day is 90% persona and 10% self, nights will claw at you. Second, are you fighting a feeling that's trying to become a conversation? Feelings are letters. We waste oceans of energy trying not to read them. Jung's path is simple, not easy. Open the letter. Feelings are short, actions are long. The letter will not kill you. The silence might. Here's a gentle practice for the next 7 mornings. Before you stand, ask, who's here with me? Imagine the heaviness as a figure standing by the bed. Give it a shape. Is it a tired deer, a parent with a stack of bills, a night watchman with a flashlight? Ask it, What do you need me to know? Listen. Don't argue. Say, I can give you 10 minutes today. Then do that exact thing. 10 minutes of the needed action. Speak to your partner. Take a walk without your phone. Cancel one promise that feels like a lie. Watch what happens to the fog. Quick pause. I'm curious, what's the one dream image that won't leave you alone lately? A staircase, a storm, a stranger? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes just naming it unlocks energy. And if this is helping you decode your mornings, consider tapping like and subscribe so we can keep building this gentle, Jung-inspired space together. Let's go deeper. The body often carries what the tongue refuses. You might wake with a tight jaw, teeth clenched. What did you bite back yesterday? You might wake with lead legs. Where did you refuse to stand your ground? The body is not the enemy. It's the witness. Jung refused to split psyche and body. He knew they dance, so our practice respects both. Warm your hands, place them on your face and say, "Thank you for keeping the watch." Then ask your face what words it swallowed. Write down 2 sentences you wish you had said. You don't need to deliver them. You just need to stop hiding them from yourself. Energy returns when truth returns, even privately. Another practice. The morning audit. Write 3 columns. Column 1, obligations. Column 2, leaks. Column 3, nourish. Put nothing huge. We're not rearranging your entire life on a Tuesday. Obligations might say, meeting at 10, groceries, dentist. Leaks might say, check news first thing, agree to extra shift, pretend I'm fine. Nourish might say, 10 minutes drawing, call my brother, stand in sunlight. Circle 1 leak to close today. Circle 1 nourish to do before noon. This is not a productivity hack. It's energy stewardship. Jung's path isn't about being the strongest. It's about being aligned, so strength flows without strain. You may ask, what if my dreams are dark? What if they scare me? Darkness in dreams is often just unlit truth. The hallway isn't evil. The bulbs are out. Bring a candle. You don't have to decode every symbol academically. Try this. Pick the scariest image and ask it to say 1 sentence. Literally, imagine the image talking. The elevator might say, stop lowering yourself. The ocean might say, feel more than you speak. The faceless crowd might say, you've been copying too long. Now you have a sentence, not a monster. A sentence can be lived with. Sometimes morning fog is grief dressed as fatigue. Grief has slow footsteps. If you lost something, someone, a dream, a time of your life, grief will ride your shoulders quietly. Our culture tells grief to hurry. Jung wouldn't. He'd set a chair for it. So, set a chair for it. Pour a little water beside your coffee. Say, for what's gone. Don't explain it. Don't apologize. Walk with grief to the door, then go to your day. This sounds small. It isn't. Unwitnessed grief collects interest. Witnessed grief, exhale a little. That exhale can be the difference between dragging and walking. The environment matters. Your bedroom is a psyche. What does it say? If your room is a museum of yesterday, boxes of old selves, clothes that belong to someone you're not anymore, no wonder mornings feel heavy. The first thing you see is a past you can't carry. Make 1 change. 1. Remove the shirt that lies, replace a dead plant with a living one. Open the window even in winter, let that cold truth bite your face for 30 seconds. You are teaching your nervous system. Fresh air is allowed here. And please, 1 tender line on safety. If your fatigue is persistent, if it worsens, if you suspect medical causes, listen to that too. Jung never opposed medicine. He opposed ignoring the soul. See a doctor. Rule out what must be ruled out. The psyche works best alongside good care, not against it. There is a thing called re-entry. The soul travels far at night. Dreams take you under the lake, into the forest, up a nameless hill. Morning is a return through customs. If you rush it, the suitcase bursts and socks fly everywhere. Build a little customs table. For some, it's a shower with the lights low, imagining water rinsing off everyone else's stories. For some, it's touching the floor with both feet and saying, "I am in this body." For some, it's one verse, one poem, one line you repeat until your name fits in your mouth again. This is not indulgence. It's re-entry clearance. Your day runs cleaner. Active imagination can meet you in 5 minutes. Sit with a notebook. Close your eyes. Ask, who is the heavy one? Wait. A figure will come. The deer, the parent, the watchman. Ask it, what if I carry you differently? Maybe the deer wants a field at noon. Maybe the parent wants a plan on paper. Maybe the watchman wants you to thank him and take the next shift. Then draw a tiny symbol of the agreement on your wrist where only you can see it. Energy respects agreements. Keep yours, and mornings change. Sometimes exhaustion is a protest. It says, I refuse to power a lie. This is especially true if your days are filled with words that aren't yours. Maybe your job pays well but costs you your voice. Maybe your relationships orbit expectations you never chose. The soul pays in fatigue when you rent yourself out. This isn't a guilt trip. It's a map. And maps lead somewhere. You don't have to burn anything down. Start with one true sentence said out loud in the right room. Start with 1 hour a week that belongs to your unlived life. Watch what your mornings do with that hour. A story. There was a woman who woke exhausted for years. She slept. She took the vitamins. She tried the hacks. Every morning the same fog. Her dream showed her a classroom where she was always the student, never the teacher. She journaled the image for a week. On a Thursday she asked herself, where am I overlearning and undersharing? A small shift. She offered to mentor a newer colleague for 20 minutes a day. She didn't change careers. She didn't find a perfect life. But the fog lifted 5%, then 10, then 20. Her soul had been hoarding knowledge with nowhere to pour. Once she opened a spout, the night crew had less to carry. Another story. A man kept waking with a stone in his stomach. Dreams of locks and missing keys. He realized he hadn't told his family he wanted to move closer to water. It sounded impractical, so he carried it alone. He set a chair for the desire for 3 mornings and said it out loud. I want the ocean. He looked at rentals. He didn't move. Not yet. But he put a bowl of shells by his sink and started swimming twice a week. The stone didn't disappear. It turned into a pebble. Pebbles can be carried. Stones break you. We imagine energy as a bank account. Sleep deposits, day withdrawals. Jung suggests another picture. Energy is a river. When a river is dammed, still water pools and grows stale. The dam is persona overused, shadow unowned, unlived life deferred. Mornings are the echo of blocked flow. You don't fix a river by adding water. You fix it by opening a channel. One honest conversation. One creative mess. One good, clean no. And finally, the most compassionate frame I know. If you wake up tired, you are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not a failure. You are the keeper of a night temple where truths come to be heard. If the temple is packed, the keeper will be tired. That is not shameful. It's sacred work. Your task is to build a little daylight temple too, so the crowds don't crush the door at night. So tomorrow morning, when the weight settles on your bones, do not rush to war with it. Sit. Name one feeling. Thank the night crew. Close one leak. Nourish one small thing. Give 10 minutes to what's been exiled. Ask your dream for one sentence, then live that sentence somewhere safe. Day after day, a channel opens. The river moves. And one morning, you'll notice it. The same sun, the same coffee, but the weight is lighter. Not gone. Honest lives are never without weight, but carried in the right places. That is Jung's promise. Not a painless morning. A meaningful one, where your energy belongs to the life that is truly yours. If this resonates, breathe. You are closer than you think. The morning is still yours to shape. And somewhere inside, the watchman is handing you the flashlight, whispering, "Take it. It's your shift now."